I remember a day not so long ago when the world felt like it was spinning entirely too fast. The phone was ringing off the hook, emails were piling up like mountains, and my to-do list seemed to stretch on into eternity. Every demand, every request, every tiny little thing felt like another weight being placed upon my shoulders. I could feel the pressure building in my chest, a tight, squeezing sensation that made it hard to think, let alone breathe. It was that familiar feeling of being completely and utterly overwhelmed, a feeling I know so many of you have experienced. It's when your own heartbeat sounds like a drum pounding in your ears, and you just want to find a quiet corner to hide in. In that moment of pure chaos, I felt a wave of anxiety wash over me. My mind was racing, jumping from one worry to the next without a moment's rest. I thought about all the things that could go wrong, all the people I might disappoint, all the expectations I might not meet. It was a spiral, pulling me down deeper and deeper into a place of stress and fear. I knew I had to do something, anything to break the cycle before it consumed me. That's when I remembered a simple, powerful truth that a wise friend had once shared with me. She told me, when you can't control what's happening around you, control what's happening within you. And the key to that control, she said, was something I did every second of every day without even thinking about it: my breath. I closed my office door, shut my eyes, and took one long, slow, deliberate breath. And in that single, conscious breath, something shifted. It was like opening a window in a stuffy room. The noise in my head began to quiet down just a little, but I had found an anchor. I had found a small, quiet space in the middle of the storm. This, my friends, was my introduction to the profound power of breathwork. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds wonderful, but how does it actually work? Well, it turns out there is some beautiful science behind this simple act. When we are stressed or anxious, our body goes into what is called the fight or flight response. This is our ancient survival mechanism kicking in. Our heart rate speeds up, our muscles tense, and our breathing becomes shallow and quick. It's our body preparing to face a threat, whether that threat is a saber-toothed tiger or, in our modern world, a scary deadline or a difficult conversation. This is where conscious breathing, or breathwork, comes in to save the day. When you intentionally slow down your breathing and take deep, full breaths, you send a signal directly to your brain. This signal tells your nervous system that you are safe. It's like flipping a switch inside your body. You activate what scientists call the parasympathetic nervous system, which is often known as the rest and digest system. This is the complete opposite of fight or flight. It's your body's built-in calming mechanism, its natural state of peace and repair. Deep breathing can lower your blood pressure, slow your heart rate, and release tension from your muscles. It increases the oxygen supply to your brain and body, which can help you think more clearly and feel more energized. Have you ever noticed that you yawn when you're tired? That's your body's natural attempt to bring in more oxygen. Breathwork is just a more intentional, powerful way of giving your body exactly what it needs to function at its best. It's a physical reset button that you can press anytime, anywhere to bring your body back into a state of balance. But the magic doesn't stop with the body. It works wonders for the mind too. When your mind is racing with 1,000 thoughts, focusing on the simple sensation of your breath gives it something to anchor to. I want to tell you about a woman I met. Let's call her Maria. Maria was a single mother of 2, working a demanding job as a nurse. Her days were a blur of 12-hour shifts, packing lunches, helping with homework, and trying to keep her home in order. She told me she felt like she was constantly running on empty, fueled by caffeine and sheer willpower. Anxiety was her constant companion, and she often found herself snapping at her children, overcome with guilt afterward. She felt like she was failing at everything, drowning in the immense pressure of it all. Her joy had faded, replaced by a persistent, low-grade exhaustion and a sense of dread about each new day. One day, a colleague noticed how stressed Maria was and suggested she try a simple breathing exercise during her break instead of scrolling through her phone. At first, Maria was skeptical. How could 5 minutes of breathing possibly make a difference in her chaotic life? But she was at her breaking point, so she decided to give it a try. She found a quiet supply closet, set a timer on her phone for just 3 minutes, and followed the simple instructions she was given. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for a count of 6. She told me the first time was difficult. Her mind kept wandering back to her patients and her kids. But she kept at it. Every day on her break, she would retreat to her little closet for a few minutes of conscious breathing. Slowly but surely, something began to change. She started to notice that those few minutes of quiet reset her entire nervous system. She would walk out of that closet feeling calmer, more centered, and better equipped to handle the rest of her demanding shift. She found she had more patience with her patients, and most importantly, with her children when she got home. The breathing became her secret weapon, a small act of self-care that had a ripple effect throughout her entire life. Maria's story is such a powerful testament to this work. She told me with tears in her eyes that breathwork didn't take away her problems, but it gave her the space to deal with them. It allowed her to respond to life with intention instead of reacting out of stress. She started to find moments of joy again, in her son's laughter, in a quiet cup of tea before the house woke up, in the feeling of the sun on her face. She went from being completely overwhelmed to feeling a sense of control and even joy. Her story is a beautiful reminder that you don't need a lot of time or money to create profound change in your life. So, are you ready to try it for yourself? I promise, it's easier than you think. You don't need any special equipment, you don't need to be in a quiet room, and you certainly don't need to be an expert in meditation. All you need is you, your lungs, and a willingness to give yourself just 1 minute. I want to share a very simple technique that you can do right now, wherever you are. It's called box breathing, and it's a favorite of Navy SEALs, athletes, and busy people everywhere because it works so quickly to calm the mind and body. It's a powerful tool to have in your back pocket for any moment of stress. Here's how you do it. First, find a comfortable position. You can be sitting in your chair at work, standing in line at the grocery store, or lying in your bed. Gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, or just soften your gaze. Start by letting all the air out of your lungs. Just a gentle exhale. Now, you're going to breathe in 4 simple steps, like you're tracing a box with your breath. It's a simple rhythm that will give your mind something to focus on, guiding you effortlessly into a state of calm. This pattern is easy to remember and incredibly effective at balancing your nervous system. Let's try it together. First, slowly inhale through your nose to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the air fill your belly and your chest. Second, gently hold your breath at the top for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just rest in that stillness for a moment. Third, slowly and gently exhale through your mouth or nose to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel the tension leaving your body with the breath. And finally, fourth, hold your breath at the bottom with your lungs empty for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 full cycle. I invite you to continue this pattern for just a few more rounds. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. That's all there is to it. You can do this for 1 minute or for 5 minutes. The key is to be gentle with yourself. If your mind wanders, and it will, just gently guide it back to the counting and the sensation of your breath. There is no such thing as doing this wrong. Every single breath is a new opportunity to begin again. This simple practice is a gift you can give yourself anytime you feel the waves of stress beginning to rise. The journey to a calmer, more centered life doesn't happen overnight. It happens one choice at a time, one moment at a time, and yes, one breath at a time. It's so easy to believe that we need to make big, dramatic changes to see real improvement in our lives. We think we need to go on a week-long retreat or completely overhaul our schedules. But the truth, the beautiful and liberating truth, is that the most profound transformations often begin with the smallest steps. The simple act of pausing to take one conscious breath is a powerful declaration to yourself. It says, I am worthy of this moment of peace. I am worthy of calm. I want to encourage you right now to make a promise to yourself. Just for today, find 1 minute to practice the box breathing we just talked about. Maybe it's before you get out of bed in the morning, or in your car before you walk into work. Maybe it's while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, or right before you go to sleep tonight. Just 1 minute. That's it. See how it feels. Notice any small shift in your body or your mind. Don't judge it. Just be curious. This small investment in your well-being can have a return that is more valuable than any amount of money. What you are doing when you practice this is planting a seed. Each conscious breath is like a drop of water on that seed. At first, you might not see anything happening on the surface, but underneath, a root system of resilience is beginning to grow. Over time, that seed will sprout, and you will find that you have cultivated an inner garden of peace that you can return to whenever you need it. You will become more responsive and less reactive. You'll find that you have a little more space between a stressful event and your reaction to it. And in that space, my friends, lies your freedom. So please, take this offering and use it. Know that you hold the power to change your state of being in any given moment. You are not at the mercy of your anxiety or your stress. You have a superpower waiting within you, and it is as close as your next breath. This is not just about managing stress. It is about reclaiming your joy, your clarity, and your life. It is about remembering the peace that is your birthright. Begin today. Begin now. Take one deep breath and know that this is the start of something beautiful and new. You can do this. I know you can.